Good afternoon, everyone. I'm honored to welcome each and every one of you to this special occasion, including our chairman, Dr. Naseem, on the Human Rights Day conducted by BNM. Your presence here is a testament to the shared commitments toward the human rights. Today, we are here to celebrate the equality, justice, and dignity for all. Thank you for coming. Once again, welcome and thank you for coming on this meaningful event. Now, let's collectively up together and have a 2 minute silence for those affected by the Pakistan affected some of the rights, almost every rights of Baloch people. Let's have a moment of silence for them. माना वो बलोच कौमा दस्तबंदी दीवाना दस्तबंदी से 2 मिनट बोलता और खामोश के इख्तियार देखना पा हमा बलोचन वास्ता कि पाकिस्तान जोर मनी आमा था. شو باز من الإخوان. Balochistan faces grave human rights concerns by Pakistan with the reports of disappearing thousands of Baloch and their unfair treatments. Alleging Pakistan's involvement. Definitely, it's Pakistan. Urgent action is needed to ensure transparency, accountability, and the safeguard of every Baloch well-being who resides in Balochistan, who lives in Balochistan. We need to make sure, and we have to raise our voices. So every brother and every sister, our fathers, our mothers, everybody lives a good life in Balochistan. Because their life in Balochistan is terrible. We are living an amazing life. But if we think about them, they're living the worst life possible they can ever live. So now I would kindly request that we'll have some documentaries on this projector, and we'll also be showing some of the reports and the situations of Baloch people in Balochistan. So please have a look at it, and I would like one of my colleagues to please come and play it for me. Thank you.
Welcome to a journey through the heart of Balochistan, a region marked by its rich history, diverse geography, and resilient people engaged in a relentless struggle for justice, autonomy, and freedom. Over the past 2 decades, the region of Balochistan has been witnessing its 5th episode of a determined struggle for independence. This current phase stands as the largest, most intense, and uniquely distinct from its predecessors in nature. Unlike earlier episodes, which primarily consisted of guerrilla warfare within the mountainous terrain, the ongoing movement has expanded its scope to encompass diverse aspects of Baloch society and geography. It now involves active participation, not only in rural areas, but also in urban settings, incorporating surface politics, media, and a notable role played by women. However, it is important to recognize that this contemporary movement is rooted in the historical continuum of Balochistan's quest for sovereignty. a struggle initiated soon after Balochistan's sovereignty was infringed upon on March 27, 1948. On this unfortunate day, Balochistan was annexed militarily by the neonate Pakistani state, marking the beginning of a long and tumultuous journey.
बलूचिस्तान पर पाकिस्तान ने 48 में जबरन कब्जा कर लिया 27 मार्च को.
Situated at the eastern extremity of the Iranian plateau, is presently divided nearly equally between Pakistan's Balochistan province and Iran's Sistan Balochistan province.
सबसे बड़ी जरूरत यह है कि पाकिस्तान की कब्जे और उसकी गुलामी से बालोचियों को निजात दिलाई जाए.
Pakistani occupation of Balochistan. The tumultuous relationship between Balochistan and the Pakistani state has its roots in the very formation of Pakistan in 1947. 3 months before Pakistan's establishment, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, often referred to as the founder of Pakistan, engaged in negotiations for the freedom of Balochistan from British rule by acting as a hired lawyer for the Khan of Conact, the ruler of Balochistan. The discussions around Balochistan's relationship with Pakistan became a critical issue. This led to a series of meetings involving the Viceroy, Jinnah, and the Khan of Conact. Initially, a communique dated August 11, 1947, recognized Conact as an independent sovereign state with distinct treaty relations with the British government. The current struggle for self-determination in Balochistan has gained momentum in recent years, fueled by a deep-rooted desire for autonomy, justice, and the recognition of the Baloch people's rights. This ongoing movement reflects the resilience and determination of the Baloch people to secure a better future for themselves and their land. The situation in Balochistan is marked by severe human rights violations that demand the attention of the international community. The systematic abuses and disregard for human rights have not only caused immense suffering for the Baloch people, but have also raised alarms about the need for urgent intervention to address these issues. Abduction, enforced disappearances, and killings. One of the most alarming aspects of the situation in Balochistan is the alarming frequency of abductions and enforced disappearances. Baloch activists, intellectuals, students, lawyers, journalists, and other individuals have been subjected to these horrific practices, often carried out by Pakistani security forces. These individuals are often taken without due process, held incommunicado, and subjected to torture. Tragically, many of the victims who have been forcibly disappeared are later found dead, their bodies bearing signs of torture. The brutal kill and dump policy has left families shattered and communities traumatized, creating an atmosphere of fear and silence. Fake encounters. It is an alarming and recurrent practice of the military to stage fake encounters, disguising the killings of victims of enforced disappearances as casualties in battle, with hundreds of such cases reported to date. Recently, a fake encounter was conducted by the CCD in Balochistan. 4 previously abducted Baloch youth, including Balach Mola Baksha, were reportedly killed by Pakistani forces. This disturbing trend of extrajudicial actions must be condemned. Human rights organizations working in Balochistan reported the enforced disappearance of Mola Baksha on October 29, 2023. He was abducted from his home by Pakistani forces in Turbat. The human rights organization PAYAK reported the enforced disappearance of Nabi Baksh Baloch and Adil Asa, victims of the Balgatar incident, on August 2023. They were reportedly abducted by Pakistani forces on August 22, 2023, in Turbat City. On November 19, 2023, Pakistani forces perpetrated a tragic incident, killing 3 individuals, Adil, Shah Jahan, and Nabi Dan, by planting explosives in a vehicle and staging it as a terrorist act. These individuals had been forcibly disappeared while in the custody of the Pakistani army. Furthermore, Shoka, Zahir, Pirjan, and Ahmed Khan remain held by the Pakistan Army. As of now, a significant development is the ongoing long march against fake encounters in Makran. Families of the victims have embarked on a journey toward the capital, Quetta, in protest against these heinous acts. This courageous march is taking place even as we communicate.
Okay, so unfortunately, this is the situation of Balochistan. And it's all because of Pakistan. The brutal army is killing everyone. And I don't know who is going to be next. We never know who is next. It can be me, it can be you, it can be any one of us. So, after this heart-wrenching video, as you have seen it, and you already know it, most probably, I would like to call my co-host, Mr. Hakim, to take over the stage. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Alia. And thank you everyone for being so patient and watching that heart-wrenching video that was actually wasn't sequenced and seen from a Hollywood or actual real people who were picked up, abducted, tortured, killed, and now there's a trend, as we all know, of the fake encounters. So to continue with our program, now I will be calling on stage our distinguished guest for today. So first of all, I would go from, sorry, I just have to go through that. Sorry about that. So yeah, so obviously we have the speakers, we have our friends from different communities, those who come to show solidarity and to speak for the day. So first of all, I would like on stage Ms. Francisca Marino. She is an Italian journalist. She has been working on the issue of Balochistan. She is an author. She has written a book on Balochistan, and she has been a very vocal voice and a friend of Balochistan. So please give a round of applause. So next, I would like to call on stage another critical voice, columnist and author, and a very great friend of Baloch cause, Miss Aisha Siddiqa, who has been a really friendly voice for us, and she's here. And please give a round of applause for her. Now, I would like to call our speaker, our actually the president of the seminar and the president of the Baloch National Movement, Dr. Naseem Baloch, who himself is a tortured. Thank you very much. Now, to begin with our speeches, we were actually expecting a friend from the Pashtun Tahfuz movement to be here today, but unfortunately, they are not here. They haven't made it yet. So we'll begin with our first speaker. And before I go ahead and call our first speaker, I would like to shed a light on the day which we are celebrating here, the International Day on Human Rights, which has itself a significant meaning. Human rights, the rights of humans, of every individual, of every society, of every nation, of every country. Just like every other nation, Baloch has the right to live with peace, to live with dignity, to live with freedom. Unfortunately, 75 years ago, roughly, it is the same time when, obviously, the world, after the Second World War, the Western world, the civilized world, they thought, now we need laws. Now we need laws in place that no country should be allowed to attack another country. No nation should be kept on slavery. And they formed laws in place, such as human rights laws, the practices that would help the communities to thrive and to have their basic human rights. But what we see after 70 years that those laws are still being violated. We have Balochistan, a great example where every day the basic right of living are being taken away, are being snatched from the people. So to begin with, I would like to call a great speaker, a young speaker. She is a very vocal Baloch voice in diaspora, I would say. She has been talking in many seminars. She is the vice president of Baloch National Movement, Germany Zone. I would like Banok Samul Baloch to come on stage and please shed a light on the day. Please, Banok Samul Baloch.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for inviting me. As Samuel Malut from BNM Vice President as from Germany Zone, I have talked about this issue a lot and many times. Few of you always maybe have heard of my speeches, but today again, we are here not to celebrate actually, but to talk about the human rights violation happening in Balochistan as today's Human Rights Day. So, of course, when we talk about Balochistan, and today when we gather to shed light to pressing issues that demands our attention, is one of them is the right to live, the right to life. Everyone in this world who is a living being deserves to live. Not because their ethnicities, their skin color, their languages, their culture, their history, it all enriches us, but that doesn't decide if we can live or not. But unfortunately, Balots have always been targeted because of their name, their culture, their history. And we are still being targeted. All of us are living here in exile. Maybe a few of us think it's the luxury to live here, but for us, Baloch, it's a luxury to live overall, to live wherever we are. Because there is a powerful nation who is trying their best, trust me, the best, just to get rid of our existence. And that shows by all these pictures, all these videos. I don't know, I can't even see these pictures anymore. Because of these, I can't even look at movies that shows these graphics. And it does not mean that I'm weak. It means that my mental health has been affected by these pictures so many times that I imagine my brother, my father being dead like that, my uncles, the male figures in my life being drenched in blood, found somewhere. I can't imagine that. And I'm quite sure no one has to, no one should. When we talk about all these young men, we as humans tend to forget when we talk about humans in numbers 61, 100, 2,000, 700, maybe 20,000. When we talk about in numbers, we forget that these numbers are not only numbers, these are human beings with dreams, with lives, with responsibilities, with loved ones who once shared their lives with so many people. Can we see all these people are very young? They had goals. Probably one of them wanted to be a poet, to write poetries for their loved ones. Maybe one of them wanted to be a doctor, to heal other people. One of them wanted to be an engineer, to build. But where are they? It's so disappointing when we talk about this. Recently, as Baloch, I always try to remember and make progress. When we talk about human rights, we should not always talk about Baloch human rights or the human rights that concern us, but universally, globally, everywhere. The oppressor may be different. Their ethics, their techniques are always the same. When we come together in solidarity with the other countries, with the other nations specifically, we become stronger. Specifically, right now in current world, a lot of people are talking about Palestine. And I think it's a concerning issue. People are being murdered, people are being killed. But when we talk about Balochistan and we share this pain with them, the oppressor get really, really afraid and they forget. For example, Pakistan is right now talking about this, about Palestine, that they have never killed people. When Pakistan itself is killing people and is continuing to do so. In the pursuit of control, the Pakistani authorities have engaged in actions that blatantly disregards the basic principle of human rights. Baloch people are experiencing arbitrary arrests, enforced disappearances, extrajudicial killings. Families are torn apart, uncertain about the fate of their loved ones, as the international community watches in silence. The right to life extends beyond mere existence. They should not only just exist, they should live. Live a life that their legacy can be remembered later on. We should say, oh, one of them lived, and I want to live like them, not just exist. It encompasses the right to live free from fear. I should not fear when my kids are playing outside, that they might be bombed by just to check if their bombs work. Oppression. I should not be scared to go to university because of my surname. That I would be interviewed how to load a gun, not how to multiply or speak in English. And violence, that all of my women, when they send their young children outside to study, they would be scared as hell that maybe my son will not return, just like Baloch. The Baloch population, however, we are very resilient. I'm proud to say that we're still fighting. We have not given up. Even though their basic human rights are denied, but their voices are also silenced. Their pleas for justice fall over deaf, but we are not silent. We're still talking, and we shall talk. We shall shout as loud as we can. Maybe we lose our voice, but maybe someone will hear us. It is crucial for the international community to stand for solidarity with Baloch people. Same goes to Baloch people too. We have to stand solidarity with the other nations like Kurd, like Pashtun, like so many other nations that are being oppressed by so many other oppressors. We oppressed recognize the other oppressed. We see who is being oppressed. We see who is the oppressor. May the name of the oppressor change, but the techniques are always similar. They target your roots, your beliefs, your customs, your culture, your language. We must raise our voice collectively, demanding accountability for the perpetrators of these heinous acts, ensuring that the right to life is upheld for every individual, regardless of their ethnic or cultural background, their language, their skin color. Are we still talking about this in 2023 when we talk about human rights as for United Nations that kids they just play it and we just watch in silence and don't see the show, see the drama? In the face of adversity, let us remember that the principle of justice, freedom, and human rights are universal. As we all advocate for the rights of Baloch people, we uphold the very essence of shared humanity. As this diverse jury sits here to talk about it, it shows that this issue is universal. As we hold and advocate for the rights of Baloch people, we uphold the very sense of shared humanity, a commitment to a world where individual can live with dignity, security, and all the assurance that the right to life will be safeguarded. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.